Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to War in the East, Soviet campaign, 1941. I think we're about ready to unleash the German AI hordes once again into the snow-filled mountains of Russia. But there are a few details I wanted to show you that I've forgotten to mention in previous videos. It's fairly good news, I'd say. Yeah, you've seen the losses overall in the campaign. The Soviets, nearly 2 million men now, which isn't too bad at this stage, I'd say. And the Germans above 600,000. But that's not what I want to talk about. It is this turn, the Soviet action phase. We have inflicted over 10,000 casualties, only losing 5,000 men during our combat phase. Tank wise, it's 10-1 losses, which we can afford. What about artillery? 4-1 to our advantage. So although they are grinding down our tank forces, we are on the front lines, grinding down the Germans more than we are losing, at least during our turn. Could I also examine during the Axis action phase? Yeah, as you can see here, this is another matter. When they attack us, they have a 7-1 loss ratio. And a 5-1. So at this stage, apparently it very much pays off to be on the offensive and take advantage of weak defenders. So that's something to learn. But I mean, having advantage in the Soviet combat phase, that's just a sign of the Red Army growing stronger. And let me see here. During the Soviet air phase, yeah, you know, we redeployed about 1,500 planes last week, and this time we used them. I only set attacks to every other day because I think the cold weather and snow, I don't want to attrition my air forces too much, but at least we reached over 3,000 losses this turn in ground combat or bombing. And I guess the good thing about that, actually 41 tanks during bombing attacks. Yeah, we do have a lot more Ilyushin 2, EL2s, attack bombers on the field. That's nice, 41 tanks. I guess the most important part about air bombing right now is that we are covering Stalino, Moscow, and Rezhev. We are kind of in front of our offensive. So I guess we have the losses aren't that strong, but they will be since they're focused in specific areas at the moment. So I just want to do that little rant before we go into combats. And if you watched the previous video, which was end of Soviet turn, I'm gonna just show you that I made up my mind to deploy our mech army, you might call it, and I just sent them up ahead, sitting near to this new depot here on the newly repaired rail line. And I figured that I've been advancing 2 hexes every week, and if I can do that for a couple of more weeks, you know, we are gonna grind ourselves closer to Tula. I guess I'm not quite ready yet to just send them steaming up towards and cut off and do a Stalingrad kind of disaster kind of pocket, because I see 2 German panzer divisions here. So anyways, now you know where and I didn't split them up. I kept them concentrated here. So now you know where the, I guess, main force of the Soviet winter offensive is heading. Alright, there's always a lot of apprehension before pressing the end of turn button for me. I know I'm repeating myself here for long-time customers, but main worries about concern is Stalino getting cut off, the railroad line in the south, and of course what the Germans are going to do in the Moscow bulge here. You know, they can't really go through the tanks here, but they could cross the river up here and cut off some railroad lines. and I am worried about these directions as well. I don't think we'll see an. I would be surprised if we saw an encirclement of Yasma, but I don't know what's gonna happen in the Regev sector and this entire northwestern western front. Are you ready? Let's go. Crossing fingers. Oh, I wish I had more. Maybe I'll go and make some coffee. Don't start without me. I'm back. I'm back. Coffee's in the micro. I have to be honest, recording this, streaming it, and live casting the individual combats like this, it might sound. It makes it more fun to play for me. Otherwise, you might just do it on low intensity and just check the situation afterwards. But I do kind of get a little bit of a LARP role-playing feeling from doing it this way and kind of referencing what's going on. So for me, at least, it's a bit amusing to do this. As you can see here, we cut off like 5 regiments in the front. You see the Regev bulge. You see the Moscow bulge here. You see the Soviet winter offensive bulge here. And I guess I'm heading in this direction too a bit. Yeah, we also have the Germans performing 2 successful pushes at Leningrad with heavy losses on both sides. It's not a catastrophe, but they have pushed 1 hex closer. They are now at the river over inside the Leningrad pocket and only 2 hexes away from the Lake Ladoga shores. So even Leningrad is under a bit of pressure at this stage. Right, you see here quite a lot of German air forces have moved up, and I do see German air support. I wonder if I have time to grab the coffee. Hold the line. It's not an Irish coffee. I wish it was, but it's good enough. Okay, here we go. Okay, I learned a trick. I always zoom out, but if you use the numpad on the keyboard, you can press plus and you will zoom in. But the problem is I zoomed in. Okay, this is a scout attack north of Novgorod. A weak German infantry division attacking my fairly well defended. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a river here. I guess this might be the newly occupied hex here, but the fort is already 2. I mean, look, it's a 1-2 attack. The Germans, the divisions, they are weak and without support units, and we have plentiful. Purkayev, which is a very good leader. He's actually too good to be defending the marshes south of Leningrad. I am considering pulling this army headquarters out and replacing it with a more mediocre. But anyways, you can see he's got the machine gun battalion and 4 artillery regiments supporting. So an excellent. I'm just sad we didn't get a held result here. But what's interesting is they have 50 bombers and 26 escorts. Oh, darn it. I did forget to reinforce more fighters. I forgot to do it during the air phase, and I forgot to do it during the ground phase. But I do believe the weather, there's heavy rains going on around Leningrad in the northern part of the front. So maybe that's why we didn't see a lot of result from this air support here. The AI doesn't really seem to care that much about weather conditions. They just, maybe supply conditions determine where they're deploying or using the air support. I am not using any air support around Leningrad in heavy rains, that's for sure. Sorry about the long rant here. Let's move on. We start with the good news. They are coming back for more in the same location, and it's another scout. And I have to say, General Hansen is very lucky that he doesn't suffer more losses. Well, 37 to 110. Maybe they're planning to just tire the 191st Rifle Division out and then attack them properly with a larger force. That's usually what the AI does. Halt range 94. Fewer bombers. And we have a third attack by the same stupid division, and it scout result. That just means the German leader is so good that it would have been a painful attack, but he abandons the attack before it really begins, so the losses are really low. But it also means that the Soviet division doesn't gain a held result, which is count as a win for guard status. But you know what? Scouting, this is combat. Probably you can gain some experience and maybe even, probably not morale increase, but maybe the artillery regiments and the infantry division gains experience from this. I should probably examine that. It doesn't matter what, but it would be strange if we don't learn anything from these 3 German scouting attacks. Taking it slow today. Bit of vacation. 4th attack. You go AI. Maybe the 5th time you scout attack across the river here, we are gonna see some success. 5. What the hell is going on here? Is the AI retarded? I mean, as far as I've seen, the attackers suffer more losses than the defenders, so they're very small because of the scouting, but overall, it's a gain for the Soviets. I think there's going to be a heavy attack here. Yeah, look, he's got other troops around here. He's going to make a proper attack. 6 scouting attacks. Can we have a held, please? Yes, finally. And now we have 10 to 1 losses. We celebrate that. It's very hot. I'm going to have to cool it down a bit. Yeah, and they ran out of air support, but we ran out of artillery support. Okay, very good news. Here comes another division. Are we strong enough to... Nope. Now we're so tired that that's an easy retreat. And now the Germans benefit. A very tired division retreating suffers over 2,000 losses. So, you know what? There's a method in the madness for the Germans. They suffer a bit of losses during 5 scouting attacks, and then they cash in. They are smart. They tear down my fort. And this was a cross-river attack. Oh, this is annoying. Everything was going so well. Oh. Come on, hold. No, it's not gonna hold. Jesus, 80,000. 80,000 attackers. Oh my fucking god. Oh, look at this. Okay, sure, the attacker suffers 1,000. We suffer 4,000. He is well and truly grinding me down here. I am seriously worrying about him isolating Leningrad, reaching Lake Ladoga here. Ooh, wow. But I guess I am happy this is the hex he's liberating or occupying or pushing back. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's so strong. He's so strong. And he's got even more troops here. Oh, Jesus. Leningrad is under siege for real. Oh, I mean, when this winter offensive started, I was very strong in Leningrad. I did have 7, 8, 9 spare divisions behind, refitting, repairing in forts, even on reserve status. But that is all over now, and he's just making one huge push with I saw 9 divisions, 3 in each hex attacking, but it's only a 10-1, and there are no routes, which I'm very, very grateful for, because at least they stand there now and can rest and refit the next turn. Let me think about this. I do have 3 naval brigades reinforcing 10 hexes away. That's not a lot. It's better than nothing. I have built a shit ton of supply depots inside Leningrad, put them on 4 priority, so I stocked up on as many supplies or freight or whatever you call it in this game. I think you stock freight and then it converts into ammo, fuel, and supplies, right? But anyways, I'm well supplied if there is a pocket here. What I don't have forts along this river here. I don't have forts on the lake shores. I do have forts in the ports up here in the north in case he breaks through even further. And I even have 2 forts in these light forest hexes here, so that I have a final line here with heavy defensive terrain. I guess I'm thinking a bit in real time what this immense pressure on my front. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna be able to send in enough reinforcements to actually stop this. The Germans, when they send in their 800-pound gorilla, where does it go? It goes anywhere it wants to. You basically can't stop this. Or could you? I mean, I'm strong here, not strong enough. Oh, exciting, isn't it? Alright, I'm praying this was the end of the Leningrad offensive. I don't want to see more failed defenses here. Good job. It's this city's name is Ryazan, southeast of Moscow, and I have 2 elite divisions in here. Are they elite or are they just very strong? I can't remember their morale. Yeah, I know. I consider anywhere about 55 morale to 60 morale and higher. That's an elite division. But they're in good shape, and I've been using them to perform a few counterattacks out of Ryazan, so I guess they have a bit of fatigue and lower defense values this turn. But in any case, fairly even losses, and it's a hell result. And I would say that using 46,000 attackers, I think the Germans' offensive capability is rather spent in this sector for this week. And another thing is, we're halfway through November. There's going to be 2 more turns in November, and then we have Blizzard in December, and the Germans, they're just going to fall apart. So, this turn and 2 more. Then we're across the fence, across the creek. Alright, let's go. Ooh. Right. Give me a sec. Sorry. And this video is already strange and messed up enough with the coffee, but next video, we're gonna make an unboxing of 3 World War III games that came in the mail today. So get ready for that. None of them are about the Eastern Front. I think North Africa, Normandy, and what's the third? Kingmaker, medieval British warfare, English warfare. Never mind. Back to the game here. Yeah, nice, held, no fort loss, great. So far, we're doing okay. Don't say that. Don't jinx. Don't say we're doing okay. We're doing very badly. Oh, it's going so badly. Okay, scouting at Janicek Port, and I just want to show you here a level 4 fort and 63,000 defenders. They are obviously trying to get us tired, but losing 500 Romanians, is it worth it? Well, ask the AI. He says, sure, they're Romanians. I don't care. Yeah, it's oh, it was scouting. I must say, I think as a human player, maybe you need to consider that you do quite often in 1941 get a scouting result. So maybe performing not optimal attacks, but you do give the chance of the human opponent to gain a held result. I think this is normal. I've seen this before, the black screen, don't worry. I don't know if it's the jump between axis priority attacks into regular attacks, and I don't know what the difference is between those two phases of the AI turn. Okay, we have an attack at Stalino. Nice, 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 nice. Exciting. Yeah, I know I have good divisions in this hex. The odds are fairly even with around 35-36,000. They oh my god, 250 German tanks. It's a clear hex and it doesn't have a river, so the terrain favors the attacker a lot. 14 panzers, 16 panzers, so 2 panzer divisions. They must be fairly strong. But they lost 25 tanks. And I sent in my guard rifle division here from north of Voroshilovgrad here, and he ran all the way down here. And that made sense because the 4th Guards Division supports the line under Rokossovsky. And interesting here is that we have a BM howitzer regiment, and that is a 203mm heavy howitzer with on tracked wheels. Do you know the one I'm talking about? They are sent into the defensive combat. I was using them to assault this town here. I can't remember what its name is. Golikov. Last week. And high power artillery, that is 280mm siege mortars. They are obviously not there to halt German panzer attacks. Oh good, we only lose 1 artillery piece. I don't want to use a lot, but I'm going to pull those artillery pieces out, or regiments out, because they're not there to sit and defend. They're for siege, assault, set piece battles on towns heavily fortified, etc. But anyways, my 3 divisions, they hold the line. Sorry, I'm yapping a lot today. I guess if you don't like a deeper dive and analysis of combats, you're just gonna skip to the end of this video and watch the entire result of the entire video if you want that. Or you can just skip ahead to the next video, which will be something happening during the Soviet turn. Or there are other series to watch that don't follow this format, where you mostly see the player playing the turn. Me myself, I find that quite boring, to be honest. And slow. So I in this series I perform all the movement and I show you the results before and after in combat. I haven't had much feedback. Someone said, yeah, this is a nice series, but 1 out of a couple of 100 views. It's very hard to know if people even enjoy this format, but I guess I prefer to make it this way, so unless I get some very constructive criticism, I'm gonna stick to it. Anyways, Stalino sector celebrates. They had a huge failed assault when the SS Viking division reinforced, and we lost an important battle last week. But I call this an important victory instead. So Rokossovsky, he has made himself into a hero once again in the eyes of the Soviet Union, I suppose. Here's a black SS regiment, brigade, sorry. What would that be? That's not a split up division. What is that? A brigade. I don't play the Germans often enough to know every SS brigade. Not that many. The AI is thinking a lot and not attacking so much. Maybe he is a bit exhausted after all the successful attacking both sides has done back and forth during the 2 previous weeks after the Rasputsitsa mud season. And you know, this is... But sometimes he starts to attack again after thinking for a while. We're not there yet. Cheers. We pushed back a Romanian regiment this turn, and it routed and lost like over 2,000 men. Good news. During my turn, not now. Let's see what's happening. He has pushed over the river here, south of Stalina, with a weak division. Oh, fuck me. Wait. Hold. Okay. So we have... Yeah, okay. This is bad. I think I want to use... We have the 9th Italian Division and then a German. It must be more troops. What else is attacking here? Why can't I... Yeah, we have 2 German divisions and 1 Italian. Right, that makes sense. 30,000 attackers. Fuck me. And we lose nearly 3,000 men. It's a huge result. Sure, we have a level 1 fort, but it's in open terrain. It is a weak division. I guess we didn't stand a chance, and it is a rout. You know, I have myself to blame. I am defending offensively out on the Russian steppes. And it is a little bit greedy to not fall back here slowly. And I suffer for it. But except for this hex, which was one of the weaker ones, I have some major river defenses here, and I have very nice level 2 forts in many of these hexes here in this sector. So I'm kind of in love with my westernmost defenses, but then I suffer where I have these weak retreating divisions here. So I probably will have to give up the forts anyways, and maybe I should have this turn. Yeah, I am a bit bad at giving up ground. I like to defend every inch of the motherland. Fuck me. Another one, same result. This time at least we caused a little bit more of casualties on the Germans, 500 losses, but you can see here over 2,000. So that's 5,000 lost, and it's not the manpower itself, it is in what sector I'm suffering them. Here in the shoulder of my rail line defenses here. This is not good news. It's kind of expected. I'm not complaining. It's fair, but it's bad news nevertheless. Oh, okay. He pushes me out of a level 2 fort, the ones I like so much. But you know, 1 to 4, and it's only a retreat. I think I'm okay with that. This gives me a reason to straighten up the line and retreat eastward. So that's a fine. This was an okay loss. At least he's leaving the riverland with the cavalry defenders alone. He's pushing into my sacrificial infantry division forces. Okay, this is interesting. He's pushing south of Voronezh, and it's a held result. It's a heavy attack, 30,000 attackers, but I have 23,000 defenders, and it's a level. Is it a major river? I think so, and it's a level 2 fort. This is it's rather expected that I hold this. My leadership is weak, no air support. I don't see quite how the Germans would be able to succeed in this attack here. But it's noteworthy that a single strong division with their airborne brigade attached and artillery achieves 23,000 defenders. Sorry. So this is a very good division. Of course, strong and high morale. However, north of Voronezh, we're not as fortunate. We have weaker defenses here, weaker defenders, and we're pushed back. It's, 22,000 attackers, 19,000 defenders across minor river and level 2 forts. A bit of engineering support. What can I say? It seems rather obvious that he's gonna win the combat. It's not close, but I guess these divisions aren't just high morale enough to defend here. The losses are, 4-1. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I do have some refitting units behind the front line that are gonna be able to sort in and out. So I don't foresee a breakthrough at Voronezh. This is an attritional combat that, to be honest, I think long term it actually benefits me, because even with their loss ratios, this is not the Germans' combat to win long term. Sour grapes. I know, I lost the battle. Okay, as expected, my corner position at the Moscow defenses here, I saved it because it's a level 2 fort in heavy woods, so it was a strong defensive position. However, the defending division isn't really a strong one. But it was actually close to holding. It's a single German infantry division, but it's got a huge amount of support attached to it. So, okay, yeah, you can see here how much artillery he brings to the battle. And I do believe this arrow means, is it before or after the combat? Is he fighting defensively in the level 2 fort? Or does this mean he destroys the fort before the actual combat? Probably. I mean, the losses are like 20-1 or 16-1. I don't know, but I suppose it's not a rout. Although in defensive terrain as good as this, do you deserve 16-1 losses? I suppose yes. We didn't rout. We lost the battle. Oh fuck! This is gonna hurt. Fuck me. This is what you get for putting tanks in the front line. Fuck me. Oh, 200 tanks. These are not 10-1 odds. We can't afford. And same here. And we get a rout. Yeah, we are sitting in open terrain. Yeah. Okay, so and he picks out the weakest defense value. It is in light forest. 2nd, 11th, and a bit of 5th Panzer Division. Oh fuck. Yeah, what you gonna do? Should I have retreated? Well, then he would have attacked. Either I give up the route to Moscow, or I fight and I suffer heavy losses here. I don't know what else to do. But I'm not happy. Tolbukin, come on, do better. 7-1, come on. I don't know what else to say here. We did not have a lot of artillery support, like that would have helped. Fuck. Are they gonna hit it again, the stack? Fuck me, yeah, they're gonna just rout them all. He's really pushing for Moscow, isn't he? Oh, this is scary. This is scary. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to cut him off here. Hope so. That would be nice. Okay, we know where he's heading. He's heading northwest towards Moscow. He's going straight for Moscow. Operation Typhoon is still going strong. He's trying to cross the river. Come on! It's a newly arrived rifle brigade here. Come on! Ooh, yes! Yes! 31st Rifle Brigade came running from his entrance 10 hexes away, took a position, and actually held off 3 motorized regiments here. 12,000 attackers to only 4,000 defenders. How the hell? And this is a crappy leader, and he's attached directly to Stavka. He doesn't have artillery support, no air support, not a good leadership, very bad leadership, and he holds off the attacker. Is it the terrain? It's a minor river. I don't know if it's a heavy woods hex. Okay, I'm thrilled and flabbergasted at the same time. Ouch! Stupid communist Moscow militia. All you do is rout. Fuck. I had a better division in this hex, but I moved down the communists here, and I moved the division down here so that I could retreat the security motorized, and now I got panicked. I only lost 1,000 men actually. Same. Okay, at least he activated his mortar battalion. Same. He's like the worst leader in the Soviet army. Usenko. You can hear how he sucks with that name. All right. What do we got to save the situation here? We do have one single strong. It's on railroad. That's why he's so weak. But it's a strong division. And the situation is actually starting to look a bit disastrous at Moscow, to be honest. What's going on here? He's attacking in regimental form, motorized panzers, cavalry. There you are. Not a fan of routing when it comes to the Soviets. I hope this is it. I hope this is it. No more attacks, please. Is he tired? Is he done at Moscow? That would be... I would love it if that was it. I would freaking love it. 200 tanks. For a week of holding off the capture of Moscow. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I guess like 1/3 returns after repairing. Oh. Okay. This is to be expected. It's a sacrificial division that I moved up to hold off the envelopment of Vyazma. Sure, 25-1 route, 7,000 losses. Maybe I didn't expect a incredibly crappy result like this. 100 tanks. Is that just support? Flampanzers? Yeah. Oh, maybe the motor. No. Where are all the 100 tanks coming from? Flampanzers, Panzerjägers, Heavy Panzerjäger Company. Okay, so he has enough support units to send in. Okay, so maybe these tanks helped route this unit. Very, very painful. I don't need to lose an entire division forever because this is, he's just so wasted now that he's not gonna... Yeah, no. I do have some good news. I have 3 newly reinforcing strong divisions sitting next to Vyazma on rail or unloaded that are going to take the place of these 3 elite divisions here and hopefully allow them to counterattack in this direction so that I don't have to give up the bulge of Vyazma. I'll do it, but I hope to be able to fight him to a standstill. But at this pace, nope, it's not looking good. Come on! Rejev, marshes, swamp attacks, hold, yes, good. Low losses, wasteful attack, great. This is what we want to see. Okay. He now dislodges a very heavily river, light forest, level 3 fort. And that means when he makes me retreat with a 5-1 result, you know, losses are bearable. I can live with this 4-1 loss ratios. And it's not a... It's an okay division. I don't mind him retreating and losing a little bit of morale, probably. Nothing else to learn from this combat, I suppose. You know, that kind of straightens out the... Ouch! Alright. He pushes me out of an important swamp hex southeast of Rejev. And I do believe that part of the very heavy losses, nearly 3,000, is because we retreat across a river. So try to avoid that if you can. This is a newly arrived large division running 10 hexes from the entrance point on the map. So he had high fatigue, no fortifications, and now he's down 25% of his strength. Probably very high fatigue. So I guess the 51st Rifle Division is kind of out of operations for a while. That's bad, but what do you expect? Motorized. 3 motorized mechanized divisions. Oh, and the Grossdeutschland. I think it's kind of telling that these forces only muster a bit above 100 tanks in total. Sure, it's only 1 panzer division. 30,000 men. They seem to be a bit weak. 20-1 odds losses is not nice though, but feel free to use your tanks in the swamps of Russia, AI. I'm good with that. So I sent in 5 new divisions to Rejev. 1 is gone. We have 4 left. 1 inside Rejev itself, and the others are next to Rejev here. This is the 5th that was eliminated. It's more or less eliminated. Well, maybe not entirely. Woo! Hold, Rejev. Yes, I willed it. I jinxed it. Anti-jinxed it. I get payback. No. I get return for my investment of a fortress zone a very long time ago into Rejev with my level 3 fort here. It's actually more like 3.5. I don't know if the AI combat resolution code, if 3.0 is as good as a 3.99 fortress zone. Considering how detailed the game is, I would think that decimals actually count. So this is like a 3.5 fortress. Anyways, 4-1 loss ratio to the Germans, to the Soviets' advantage. Maybe 3 full divisions, 31,000 attackers. Yep, great, good job. We kind of slow down the assault of Rejev. Although there are not really any reinforcements coming to this sector this week. I have what I have here. And judging from the available German forces, I think we might be pushed out of the town. Hold, please. Could be a hold. Could be a hold. Fuck. It's a retreat. But it was a decent cavalry division, but under bad leadership. You see no artillery support. 20-1. I guess we should be happy with 10 or so loss ratio. Regev, are we gonna lose you? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Okay. It is a very strong attack. 48,000 attacker with engineering support. Because I'm sitting in a swamp with level 1 fort. And I have a defense value of like 20, 25 something. You know, I feel fairly strong. And then the German sledgehammer comes down on you and he says, you should rout. You should lose 5,000 men. You should suffer. And I do. And I do. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm perfectly happy to give up ground here, unless they reach the railroad line. I don't care, but I don't like to see these combat results, of course. Painful. We had like 2 disastrous, or 3 of those disastrous high losses. Fuck me. Hold, please. Yes. Make it a hold. Yes! I willed it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we have another attack on this stack. And somehow he manages with one single artillery, whatever factor, whatever this is, to lower my fort from 2 to 1. Obviously these divisions are gonna be very, very weak. So just holding once is a kind of a miracle. And I definitely suspect we're gonna have a follow-up and more attacks on this hex now. And they're all gonna rout and we're gonna lose huge casualties. Painful. Not complaining. Held is held. Good job. Very well done. Heroes of the Soviet Union. Ooh, scout owl. Uranium bomb. Yeah. Give it to me. 400 to 70. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Keep it up, Germany. Keep it up. Oh my god, we made it through. Oh, that's okay. I'm exhausted here from the German pressure. What do you think? I think 70, 80,000 losses, higher than usual. I felt like I had many high rout, rally, retreat losses this turn. But overall, I think we kind of held the line. We held very well at Stalino in the south. And Moscow was expensive, but I guess it was worth it. Let's see here. 75,000 losses. And 1,000 artillery, over 500 tanks, 200 planes, yeah. But we do keep increasing, and the Germans do keep reducing their forces on the map. Our truck situation is still excellent. Lots of supply and strength alerts. Except for the tank losses, overall I'm willing to, you know, you will have some painful combats each turn, right? It's very hard to avoid. Let me see. Let's remove the... I usually read through the... Here it comes. I'm gonna read this. 1942, very cold winter. Temperatures in Moscow area drop to minus 12 degrees Celsius. It will drop to below 20 degrees Celsius and it will reach minus 33 degrees. Oh, in Kalinin, we have a record of 50 degrees minus. Oh my god, 50 degrees minus. Jesus. I hope you brought your brown long johns, Germany. You know, we don't have any encirclements. Like, we're still holding strong. It's not. Oh, I see a new guard unit. That's always nice. You know, he's pushing us, but the line is holding this turn. I had a feeling this turn would be less of a blitz because he's been blitzing or pushing very hard for 2 weeks consecutively, and the third week, sure, he's making some successful attacks. And you can see here comes my scanty, mostly, I think there are some infantry divisions, like 3 of them, but mostly it's brigades and mech division as well. Yep, we have the 6th Guards Rifle Division here. Is it a good one, or is it a... It's a bad division, meaning that I will have to take it out of the line and rest and refit it up to 55 morale. The good thing about, I mean, a guard is better, but look, it has only 4 more wins than losses. I have more experienced divisions with higher wins to losses ratio, so I'm a bit surprised about this, but you know, the RNG is what it is. And so what you can do with a 55 morale guard is you can send it into the line, sacrifice it, have it defeated, lose a bit of national morale, and then take it out of the line, rest and refit it back up to 55 again. So, you know, I'm just happy for another sacrificial meat shield guard unit, I suppose. And yeah, we did well at Stalino. We held the line, which is all I wanted. Yeah, a bit of pressure, quite a lot of pressure near Kharkov here. But I do see some weak infantry regiments. Maybe, best case, I do have some offensive capabilities. I know up here with the tank army, I have offensive capabilities, potentially, if they're rested and refitted enough. Here in the south, though, it's, you know, I don't have a lot of forces to counterattack here. I probably, you know, it might be a very good time to just cut our losses and fall back behind this river here entirely. Maybe something like that, or we have territory to give up, and as you can see here, we have 3 infantry brigades and a tank division arriving in this sector here. I don't believe Stalino got any reinforcements really this turn, except what's coming by rail from Baku and Transcaucasus. But since we had such low intensity of fighting here, you know, that was fine. That was the right decision. What else going on here? Yeah, they opened up. They didn't pursue this here. It's actually looking fairly well around Voronezh here. You know, I just happened to notice that you have a 1 strength infantry division in the line. Oh, there's 2 of them, and this is before the winter offensive, the blizzard first winter effect start, because I do believe they still start the 1st of December. Correct, chat? And we didn't have any alright, so they got tired of getting pushed around and cut off here, so they placed panzer divisions in the line. It seems the panzer stack here was removed, and our juggernaut offensive here is going to continue this turn, obviously. I kind of feel a little bit content about the situation. Cautiously optimistic, is that how you put it? Right. I guess I need to evaluate the situation. What about Leningrad? Yeah, I guess this last held result in this hex here was incredibly important. Did we get to keep any fort level in this hex? We are at the level 1 fort here. So we'll see what happens. Here are the 3 naval brigades that I promised you. Which is the worst sector? Is it Leningrad, Rzhev, Moscow? Not Voronezh. Kharkov, we can retreat. Stalino is kind of holding. It is Moscow is a scary place. Rzhev is a scary place, and Leningrad is a scary place. But none of them is catastrophic. Leningrad, worst case, he reaches the shores of Ladoga, and during the winter offensive, we hopefully can open up the pocket. We do have plentiful of supplies, but getting Leningrad cut off is a disaster. I don't want that to happen. Losing Rzhev is bad, but of course Moscow. I'm not even gonna discuss that. All right. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for allowing me to drink my coffee, yapping, talking to myself. I wish I had a chat to interact with, but I don't have enough viewers for that yet. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and feel free to share your thoughts and prayers for the Red Army during winter 1941 in the comments. I answer every comment I get in this series. And spread the word that War in the East 2 is an excellent game. It's fun to play, even AI versus AI. I love it. I gotten 1,1300 hours out of the game, so it was well worth the investment. I bought it, pre-purchased it with the heavy manual book that I still read today. It's very outdated, but it's a pleasure to open up this very heavy book and just read sitting in your armchair or laying in bed. And I love the game. Thank you, Gary Grigsby and 2x3 Games. Like and subscribe, spread the word, start playing this game. If you're on the fence, jump in. It's an immense uphill struggle to learn it, but it's well worth the journey. It could be my favorite PC game of all times. Could be. Top three. All right. Thanks, boys and girls. See you in the next one, and bye-bye. Less than an hour. Nice timing there.